All right, a couple weeks ago, we introduced you to High Tide Art Gallery in St. Augustine, and it features the works of dozens of local artists. Well, the owner, Amy, she's also an artist herself, and she collects sea glass and makes them into jewelry. Our Elizabeth Campbell stopped by and took a look at some of this jewelry.
We have an archaeologist in our family, so it was always fun to go watch him on his digs for the city. And during one of those digs, I happened to be near the water and I saw a piece of sea glass. They said I could keep it. It was this beautiful piece of purple sea glass, and I thought, this is the most amazing jewel ever. And that's when I got hooked. So for years I've been walking the beaches, looking for a little glint of glass.
Amy Banyan calls them her frosty treasures.
They do come from beer bottles, soda bottles, etc. But it's treasure to me, let's put it that way. And I love making jewelry from it.
For years, she carried that purple piece of sea glass with her everywhere.
When I moved back to St. Augustine about 10 years ago, decided that this is something I wanted to start collecting, and was so hooked and so excited by it.
What Amy loves the most about collecting sea glass is that every piece has a different story.
In historical times, the settlers would unfortunately put their garbage into the water. It was a way to get rid of that. But the result is that these wonderful little frosted, worn down pieces will wash in occasionally. And while they wouldn't necessarily be important to let's say an archaeologist, they are really cool to me. The glass does vary by location, and I can usually look at my sea glass pieces and tell you where I found it based on the texture, how the edges are worn down. For instance, local sand wears down the glass very finely. It'll be more smooth compared to Caribbean glass or the Maine Rocky Coast. Those pieces will tend to look more like stones when they're lying on the beach. It's just the way that the rocks in the water or the coral reefs wear down the glass.
She sells her jewelry line, Tidal Treasures, in her St. Augustine shop, High Tide Gallery.
I tend to do drilled sea glass. I've just found that I'm a natural at doing that. So my pieces are the way I found them. I just put a hole into it and add some silver. I might add a charm like I have on here, some earrings.
She loves to search in her home region of Northeast Florida, but she tries to explore as many places as possible.
When I get a rare day off, one of my favorite things to do is to take a road trip, whether it's North Jacksonville or up to around the Cumberland Island area, but on the mainland. Even down south a little bit, or to the Caribbean.
Amy says she's thankful that others are appreciative of her art and passion, and she says she can't wait to continue adding to her collection.
The response to the glass and the jewelry has been great. I find a lot of people collect these little pieces and love to share them. We love to try to figure out together maybe where that piece came from or how old it is.
I'm Elizabeth Campbell for River City Live.
To see more of Amy's beautiful sea glass pieces or learn more about her shop, you could head to hightidegallery.com. We'll be back right after this.